They were telling the world I was arrested. FBI said FBI came and arrested me. So, all right, when somebody calls me. So,
hello?
Okay, now hang on, Kirsten. I figured out. I don't know why. Hold on a second, Kirsten. I don't know why this is happening, but this particular moment, I had to initiate both of these calls. So don't hang up. Please don't hang up. Hold on, Pop. Okay, Kirsten, you're here now. Okay, now I got the general back here. I couldn't have this intel being dropped by you without the general. But so everybody's here. I'm going to say this again. We're live. So Kirsten, go ahead. Start from the top when you read to me why this contact reached out to you with this intel. So just read through it and then we'll discuss it after you're done.
Okay. Good morning. He must be in Taiwan, I guess. 3 hours ago. Good morning. I am someone in the know appointed and posted to a liaison position in Taiwan, Republic of China. As you know, Taiwan is Republic of China. China is People's Republic of China. That's Communist China, okay? By someone in 45's inner circle. I wish to relay some intel to be useful to you and your audience. You may disseminate this information as you see fit. As one of the few patriots, and then in brackets, he's referring to me, and the only Chinese patriot, I assume he means in the media, with the wit and keen observational skills to realize that Mogul is still, in fact, our POTUS. The fact that you have been the person who has been most accurately described what is happening in the shadows through your guests and intel gathered. And in addition to your perspective analysis of Chinese politics and foreign relations, I believe you and your channels would be the most prudent person and outlets to share this information with. Let me say something. After I got this email, that one big channel was unsuspended from being suspended for months.
So you think they unsuspended that channel for you so you could probably go on that? Okay, gotcha.
So now I have two channels. Let's get to the point. The lifting of some of the restrictions of the Taiwan Relations Act and of course the One China policy was more substantive than it appears. In fact, it was actually the delusion of the Taiwan Relations Act. The United States government is no longer recognizing the People's Republic of China, that is Communist China, as the legitimate government of the mainland. This is being done jointly with Chairman Xi and 45, although this can't be brought to the public light at this time, it will be revealed shortly. Prior to the dissolution of the Taiwan Relations Act, United States Indo-Pacific Command, under the direction of 45 with the Taiwan Republic of China military, have been preparing an occupation force for the mainland when the CCP collapses in the coming month. Why do you think the Taiwan Relations Act was dissolved? If it had remained, it would have been a legal barrier to help the occupation of the Chinese mainland with the Chinese Republic of China forces. That's Taiwan again. You are undoubtedly aware Chairman Xi has been removing key CCP loyalists with the Chinese Military Structural Command. Like I said, translated that means I'm removing the poison from the bone. Why do you think this was done? It was done to install Xi and the alliance and to facilitate the upcoming occupation of the Chinese mainland with the U.S. and the ROC, Republic of China Occupational Forces, that's Taiwan. In the coming months, Chairman Xi will be dissolving the People's Republic of China, stepping down from the CCP leadership and using the Chinese forces to keep order and the Chinese economy from collapsing while the U.S. and the Republic of China, Taiwan, forces install a provisional government led by the Taiwan Republic of China. All of this will be done peacefully, as it will not be that dissimilar to what happened in the former USSR, that's Russia, when it collapsed. 45 remains firmly in control of what is important and our assets. In order for 45 to return to the public eye in the position he has earned, CCP supply chain of influence and resources, that means the mainstream media, have to be removed to facilitate this, and hence why this has been planned all along and will occur before March 2021. As I said, February is buckle your seatbelt month. Buckle your seatbelt. This is also why 45 has been in Florida until now, and putting the finishing touches on all the pieces of the proverbial chessboard. All of this has always been 45's plan, to remove the CCP influence around the world and in China. Keep the faith, all is being revealed, and he will give me more.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to summarize what she said because it's a little muffled, obviously, coming through the phone. Okay, so she was referring to Mogul. Okay, and this is what they're saying, folks. They're saying with the again, he's complimenting her as one of the few patriots. It's only Chinese patriot with the wit and keen observational skills to realize. That's what he's saying about Kirsten. That Mogul is Secret Service code name for POTUS, for Trump, is still in fact our POTUS. And Kirsten is the one who's been most accurately describing everything that's going on here in the shadows, through the guests, through the intel that she has gathered. And that's probably why we connected up, because she and I have the same, we have the same vision of what's happening. And when Kirsten, you reached out to me, you're like, you're the male version of me. We see the same thing here. Our analysis is the same thing. But what they're telling her is that her perceptive analysis of Chinese politics and foreign relations is absolutely dead on. Now, here's what's interesting. They lifted some of the restrictions on the Taiwan Relations Act, which is a big deal, because the dissolution of this allows the United States government to say they're not recognizing the People's Republic of China. So what's happening here is that, well, let me just go through a couple points here. What they're using, okay, under the United States, what's called Indo-Pacific Command, and I just mentioned yesterday that General Flynn's brother was elevated to the head of the
Charles.
Yeah, Charles was headed to, or he was put at the head of the Pacific Command now under the direction of Trump, with the Taiwan's Republic of China military. This is outside of the CCP military. This is a Taiwanese Republic of China military. Here's what they're doing. They've been preparing an occupation force for the mainland China when CCP collapses. Do you know what's happening here? You're talking about Taiwanese Chinese forces, United States military forces going into China when the CCP collapses to occupy the place. Same thing that's going here. We've been worried about Chinese forces, 75,000 in Canada, worried about them launch an invasion on U.S. soil. As we heard, I can't verify that, 250,000 Chinese troops in Mexico for a land invasion of the U.S., which they'll never accomplish. And here we are with our assets, naval assets, Marines, Navy, Army over there, ready to take down China's CCP and help them gain control of the country to turn it over to a new republic. They're creating a new republic in China. And I heard this before, just like we are restoring our republic. So and I've been saying this for over 3 years now, almost 4 years. I've been telling people, I've been saying, look, there are 3 people on the world stage that are working together as a trifecta to bring this cabal down. Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and President Xi, Chairman Xi, are working together to bring this thing down. This is the first thing that I have seen. And Modi, India's Modi too, which, some people had different opinions of Modi, but you could clearly see when Trump was there, Kirsten, and there were 100,000 people in a stadium, and Modi is embracing Trump, putting his arms around, hugging him in front of all these people. They're going crazy. You can see who the big players on the stage are. And why is India important? And I've said this for a number of years now. India is the potential economic tiger of this planet, more than China. Why? And you may have heard this before, Kirsten, but most people haven't seen it from this perspective. The problem with China is they're a graying society. Okay, they had this one-child policy for so long, and basically it comes down to this: when you have this massive block, this population block that's this big, okay, from that one-child policy, it's a graying society. And now the financial resources to support this aspect of this huge society is only this big. There's just not enough. Hold on, Kirsten. Let me finish this because I got to get to this point. So the point is that even if they could produce the money to take care of all these people, they don't have the human capital. There's not enough people. There's not enough people to have enough doctors and nurses and technical people. Now, the United States has the same problem. We got this big baby boom generation. It's really massive right here, 46 to 64. I'm the last year. The population down here that has to support it is only this big, right? Same problem. But here's where India's power comes in. India has 600 million people under the age of 28. India's greatest resource in the future is going to be the export of human capital, because 1/3 of everybody that goes through medical training of any type in the United States is from India. They're going to be exporting Indians worldwide to deliver healthcare to countries with these massive populations. Anyways, let me just get to the bottom of this, Kirsten, and then I'm going to turn it over to you again. But here's the point. As it says in here, Chairman Xi has been removing key CCP loyalists within the Chinese Military Structural Command. Why do you think this was done? It was done to install Chinese PLA forces with military leadership loyal to Chairman Xi and the alliance, which is Trump and the other countries, to facilitate the upcoming occupation of the Chinese mainland with U.S. and Republic of China occupational forces. So this transition is happening. They're going to take the CCP down, not just here. They're taking it down in China, where that dragon is holed up. And when they bring that all down, guess what? It's going to be like the transition from the USSR to the Soviet Union. Their power's gone. And then Trump's going to come back in the public eye in the position he's earned, which is a presidency, and the CCC supply chain influence, resources, all this had to be removed. All this had to be removed before they can bring Trump in to occupy the position that actually is his. That's why he's in Florida. They're putting on the final touches of all this, and of the as it says here, the pieces they're putting in the right place on this proverbial chessboard. So this has always been Trump's plan to remove the CCP's influence, not just here, but all over the world, including China. So anyways, let me ask you a couple questions on this, Kirsten, because you're from China. You know how these people are. Or you're Singapore. That's right. You're Chinese from
Singapore. We talk like this. Jolly good day.
Yeah. So given your perspective, having grown up in that region of the world, what do you think how the people are going to respond to these moves when they see them happening? Are they going to think that it's going to be, are they going to see ROC forces moving around mainland China and saying, holy cow, we have liberators here? What are they going to be thinking when this happens?
Well, I think the northern Chinese, which Shanghai and stuff, might be a little happy because most of them have migrated from there to Taiwan. Mm-hmm. The central Chinese from Fujian and stuff, that's where my mother's ancestors are from, also will take it well. The ones that will be a little shocked but happy too will be the Cantonese, which are southern China, that run over to Hong Kong. So yeah, that's how they migrate. They migrate from southern China, Canton, they go to Hong Kong. Mostly boat people. The ones from central China go to Singapore and Malaysia, where I'm from. It's a British colony. We talk English, British English. And then, of course, the Shanghainese, they migrate to Taiwan. So I think the people will be very happy. The thing that I was going to say to you is the shortage that they have in China is really women. There's no women there. They've tossed all the female babies. It's a whole generation of men. So if you're a pretty girl in China, that would be your top pick. And as you know, the beautiful Fan Bingbing, who was a superstar that they took down and put in a mental institution because she tried to save some of her millions of dollars she was making from sleeping with different Chinese politicians, more money than she ever made in the movies for Transformers, or what is that other movie, the Marvel movie, X-Men, or any of those other movies she did. They caught her, and yeah, of course, she's nothing now. They've ruined her. That girl was stunning, and the guys just line up because there's no girls.
Wow, I never thought of that. You think about, think about the competition over there. It's incredible, and
yeah, and also, how smart are they? They sent all their forces to Mexico and flexing their muscles, and to Canada. What's there to defend China? There's nothing there. The military's gone. It's like you went on to the left side and they're coming in from the right. You have no idea what's going on. It's brilliant.
Yeah. And just to think, this is all part of the plan that's been in the making. Again, we get caught up sometimes in communists or CCP or whatever. I tell my folks all the time, call them what you want. It's the same animal. It's a Khazarian mafia. They just call it different things. They morph, they change the names, they assume new identities, they kill people. They walk into their house, sit at their kitchen table in the middle of dinner after they killed them, and just pick the spoon up and continue on with her taking over somebody's life. So the fact that they've looked at this from multi-decade plan, how to finally corner this tiger and then just kill it where it stands, is absolutely stunning. This is the most unbelievable information that I've heard to date. And the thing that excites me the most is that my intuition all this time for the last 4 years was that she was one of the white hats, because I said before Trump's election in 2015, I said, you know what? Sean Hannity has it wrong. These guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. Vladimir Putin, and I put it on Facebook, Vladimir Putin is the only noble leader on the world stage. Because if you look how he's conducted himself the whole time, he's never taken over other countries. The guy's an attorney. They've never broken international law. Now, the world will tell you different. The news will tell you different. Fox will tell you different. It's all bullshit. It's creating a big bad wolf, while the whole time they were hiding everything that they were doing with China, in China or Ukraine, and making it look like she was the communist bad guy. I had that instinct that, or maybe just an intuition, that there's no way on the chessboard. It makes no sense for what's happening and for Xi to be actually working to undermine Trump. Hence, why did he go to the Forbidden City? Allow him into the Forbidden City. That's not, Kirsten, has that ever been allowed in China's history ever?
When you say Ukraine is really basically an extension of China, because China's pretty much bought up Ukraine. They have 3 things they offer in Ukraine. That would be gas and oil. They bought that up. They have Intel. They bought that up. And they have plane. They have what do you call it? They make planes. They bought that up too. So when the Chinese intel from Mouse Kwok, who is Mr. Steve Bannon's billionaire, his guy gives it out and says Biden got $4.5 billion. That would be the amount that he got from China and Ukraine, that's owned by China pretty much. China pretty much bought up most of Ukraine, $4.5 billion. That includes money that they get from killing off their own billionaires and then having Biden help them with the assets in America to seize those assets, and they give him a cut just like the mafia does for helping them seize the American assets of the Chinese billionaires, like the guy that was in CEFC, that energy company that Mr. Hunter was in. Those assets were all divided up too.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they've been buying up a ton of stuff here. It's been pretty obvious to the world. But anyways.
But they're going to lose it all.
Pardon me? Yeah, they're going to lose it all.
They're going to lose it all.
they're going to lose it all. Yeah,
they're going to lose it all. They're going to lose it all.
Yeah, because of the executive order.
They are just pushing too hard. They want Taiwan so badly, and they're not looking at in their own front door, and all their troops are gone. Trying to take over Taiwan when Taiwan's going to help America occupy communist China. Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah. So now this source, obviously, its source is going to continue to bring you some intel. Am I right?
Correct. I have about 4 sources, so that would be number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always think, oh, that girl's pretty. my channels got all taken down.
Right.
And I have 2 left, but, they don't suspect that, thing, but now they know. They
Right.
know. Yeah.
Well, that's as good as it gets. Anyways, Kirsten, I really appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing this information. It's pretty wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Unbelievable.
And I really appreciate us doing the show with Gene tomorrow.
Yep.
And I appreciate you coming on Sundays, which will be fantastic.
You bet. And folks, in the description box, you'll be able to access everything to any of Kirsten's work. Is there anything you want to just shout out there, like a website or anything, Kirsten, if they just want to pull it up right now?
I mean, I have 2 YouTubes, so I don't know how long they're going to last. I mean, main thing is come to inksocial.net, INKDsocial.net, no apostrophe, no E, INKDsocial.net. Scott's going to be there. He's going to have his own group page, and he can upload his stuff there that will never come off. And that's my home, so I'm never going to leave that. Of course, I'm on YouTube. I'm on BitChute under Kirsten, CIRSTENW. I'm on YouTube on CW Connect, which has just got unfrozen after I got this material, and the other YouTube, which is, and I'm on Rumble that I don't even know how to use that well, under Kirsten W. And the other YouTube is One True News on YouTube. So that's a smaller channel. So, yep, I hope that Scott will bring it over to Ink Social. You guys can communicate with him there, and he'll have his own group page. So we're looking forward to working together. I'm so glad to have found him, and I'm very honored. And to say that we're very similar. So it's great. And I think when the guy was writing the email and he mentioned that I had guests and stuff, he was referring to Scott.
Well, not sure if that's true, but I'll take it, scrape it up, whatever, and get.